Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Basia. If you're new on this channel, welcome. If you're coming back, thank you for coming back. I am super grateful you're here, and today is a super cool, amazing, special video I did with my friends, whom I would like to thank at the beginning because they're amazing. Thank you to Hania, Eva, Louise, Eygló, Pedro, Ricky, Eric, Alexis. This is the longest video that I have ever done in my history of being a YouTuber. If you wait until the end, there's a little surprise, so don't run away too fast. Hope that will be worth waiting for. Let's not make it any longer. Let's begin.
Hi, my name is Louise. I'm a fiddler. I'm from Berklee in Scotland. Graduated from Berklee last spring in 2019.
Hey there, my name is Alexis. I'm a producer from Montreal, Canada, and I studied contemporary writing and production. I graduated in May 2019.
Hi, my name is Hania. I'm a singer-songwriter.
My name is Pedro. I'm from Granada, Spain. I studied film scoring at Berklee, and my instrument is the orchestra.
My name is Ricky Matute. I am from Colombia. My main instrument is hand percussion, and I am majoring in CWP and film scoring. People tell me that I'm gonna die because I am studying that, but it's fine. I am willing to die, so.
Hi, my name is Eva. I'm from Tokyo, Japan, and I went to Berklee for music business management, and I was a voice principal. I was there for 3.5 years.
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Eric Fells. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I went to Berklee for 2.5 years. Majored in contemporary writing and production. Graduated in fall of 2018.
Hello, my name is Eygló. I'm from Iceland. I studied classical composition at Berklee from 2014 to 2017.
My first favorite thing about Berklee is all the different people that you're going to meet here. There's so many people from around the world that are doing things you probably never heard of, and that is going to be such a positive learning curve for you.
Being surrounded by people from all over the world was amazing. Just going out in the school and saying like konnichiwa or like obrigado, talking to them in their own language while trying, saying keywords, you know what I mean?
The people, the students. It gives you new horizons to have people sitting next to you that are canon virtuosos, or they play instruments that you've never even seen. You're suddenly thrown into a pool of people that are more talented than you or more experienced, and that do things that you didn't even know existed as a profession. It's like a bubble of the music industry.
My friends that I came through all this. I'm currently living with another Berklee student in New York. We're just having the best of times.
People that you're gonna meet at Berklee are amazing. You're gonna learn from them, you're gonna form friendships with them. You can travel the whole world just by talking to your friends from different countries. I went to Colombia to visit my friend there because he invited me, and I met him at Berklee. I can just go on a list of people that I could visit or I visited that are from different parts of the world, and that's amazing.
I have had long days where I was analyzing Bach in the morning, then I had to produce a pop tune, and then I had to study Indian tabla, and then I had a recording session, I had a gig playing Latin music, and all of that in one day. At the end of the day, you feel that you have done a lot of things, and you feel really grateful about that.
Once you're graduated, I feel like there's such a strong community all around the world. When I moved to New York, a lot of the times I would run into kids who went to Berklee a long time ago or recently. There's like an instant connection, which I really love. It's a great community to have.
The diversity was so cool to me, just being in a place where I could be surrounded by talent from all around the world was amazing. I could learn, Latin grooves from someone that's from South America. If I wanted to learn a certain genre of music, I had the people that are from these specific places to teach me that. That meant the world to me because I really wanted to take advantage of that.
Resources from the teachers, from other students, in the library, tutoring service, it's all amazing. And all these people are there to help you study what you love.
Professors are here for you, and that is an attitude that I wasn't aware of since I'm from an Eastern European country. It's very different there, and here professors are so happy to answer your questions. General attitude towards the student is, we're here for you, come talk to us, we want you to understand the material, and we're happy to help you.
The small classrooms, I used to not like that. I thought, I don't like it. Teachers can tell if I don't show up to class. I realized that I actually really like it because it gives you a chance to really get to know your professors, and it gives you a chance to really get to know your peers as well. Through that, stronger community grows, and through that you get your connections.
The studios, there were so many studios, and some of them were really great, some of them were not as much, but still were so cool to be in, and they were so accessible. I could just like go in the CWP suites like every day if I wanted to, and if I was able to reserve a spot.
I like the facilities. I'm in a music school now in New York, at NYU. We have blackboards and not whiteboards, and I cannot stand the sound of chalk. I didn't realize how good it was until now that I don't have it.
How much energy everyone has. Everyone is looking to create their own project, to be in everyone's project. I would get a film from a student at Emerson when I was doing short films. Then in a few weeks, I could have together an orchestra with one of the top engineers in school, and we could be recording 60 people in a church and creating a Hollywood level score in a school, you know?
It is such a safe environment for you to fail at. You can fail and nothing will happen. Whatever you want to try out and see if you actually like doing it, there's not only probably resources for you to do that, you can just try it. You can get other people involved to try it with you and see what happens.
The variety of classes and opportunities. If you love music business, you can do music business. If you love arranging and you love video games, then you can do that. There's like endless possibilities at Berklee. You're gonna find people who also love it and then collaborate with them or learn from them. Love that part. Love it, love it.
I guess we had a lot of freedom to express just who we really were. I went to another college before Berklee, and you were only allowed to kind of play a certain type of music, which is like classical and maybe a little bit of jazz. But Berklee was really strict on just like do whatever you want. Whatever you see yourself playing for the rest of your life, you should work on that right now instead of waiting until after you're done. And I love that. I love that so much.
All the visiting artists. The first time I saw Victor Wooden, which is my favorite bassist, I was in the bathroom. That was amazing. You can see all the big names, all the names you see on YouTube, the names you see in the Grammy. Those people are there. They go to Berklee to teach you, and you can ask them whatever you want. That's something that you don't get anywhere else, I think.
I really loved being part of Berklee World Strings, run by Eugene Friesen. We played music from all different parts of the world, like all different genres, and we improvised, and it was a really fun thing to be a part of. We got to collaborate with other groups as well, and we were part of the Middle East Festival, Berklee's Middle East Festival, which was really fun, and collaborated with the Berklee Indian Ensemble one time, and that was one of my absolute highlights, was that show. And the festival often brought in guests, so we got to play with Tigran Hamasyan 2 years in a row, and that was really cool.
Industry standard in my major CWP. Towards the end, the classes just started getting hard and harder and harder. It wasn't bad, it was great, because it was like the standard that the teachers were setting was literally industry standard. We would do these projects and then we would submit them to the class, and the class would be like a buyer, or I don't want to buy it, try something else next week. Once I got to LA, realizing how the industry works. It works that way. When you're trying to sell stuff, you need to be able to take criticism really good. And my classes really taught me that a lot. Really taught the professionalism down, and the timeliness, that was important. You really have to follow instructions. The professional standard. Basically, it really taught me that, and that was probably one of the biggest things that I learned from Berklee.
At Berklee, you can find people from all levels. There's gonna be always somebody that is better than you, somebody that inspires you, somebody that makes you practice more or work more on your craft. You want to be a drum set player, like a high-level drum set player, you're gonna find people from different places of the world and people that have specialized on different genres, and you can learn from them. So it's amazing. All of that in one place.
It's definitely personal to me because I'm from a different country, but there were more than one teacher that called me Iceland and not Eygló. I don't know whether it was because they were shy of asking me my name again if they forgot it, or they were afraid to pronounce it wrong, but they did that.
While I was at Berklee, I did not like the Berklee bubble. I did not like the Berklee bubble. I just felt like people were just like stuck in there, and I felt stuck in there too. I didn't know how to get out of it, partially because probably I was living so close to school as well, but there was definitely like a Berklee bubble, and that's what I didn't really like about it.
They're the famous people. They never like the competition part of that. You can feel intimidated. Doesn't mean you're any worse than them, but they will be so popular. They will be in every video, in every calf show. So don't get stuck in there. Don't get stuck in that mindset, because Berklee is a little bit overwhelming when it comes to that, and thinking that those famous people are any better than you. I didn't like that. I struggle with it a lot, and I was comparing myself a lot. Be aware that this might happen if you go to Berklee.
All this competition between students and the comparison between students, and like, oh, what rating do you have? Like, what is your ratings? It doesn't matter. I had horrible ratings. I think I had like 2 or 3 maybe, and I graduated summa cum laude. It doesn't really matter.
In the beginning, people are gonna act like they have it all together, and there's nothing wrong about that, but just be aware that people are gonna try to sell you an impression that they have the highest grades, they have the highest scores, they got the best gig in town. You need to try to not get that let into your head, and find what you want to do and try to do your best there, instead of trying to be good at everything, because that's kind of how it's going to feel like in the beginning.
It is a stressful environment because you have so many things to do, and there are so many things you want to do, and the day only has 24 hours and the week just has like 7 days, and sometimes you don't have enough time to do it, so you can't spend all the time you want on one thing, so it is stressful.
There are a lot of times where I would find out about clubs, Berklee clubs, Berklee after school activities, things like that I wish I had known earlier, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was one that was so interesting with touring and everything, and I really wanted to be a part of it. I think with Berklee, like, there's no like manuscript on how to find these clubs. It's really just like you hear about it from other people, or you have to really look for it yourself. And that's one thing that I don't like, because I feel like I missed out on quite a lot that I could have done during my time.
Having the constant thought and pressure that I needed to make the most out of it at all times. Of course, I tried to make the most out of it most of the time, but just having the pressure that even taking a break is wasting your money is not fun. When you go there and you're on a mission, but it's okay sometimes to relax,
It's a little pricey, and when I say a little, I mean a lot pricey, especially for international students. That is something that I'm like, do you get your money's worth? Sure, if you really work for it, if you really research everything.
This costs too much. For me, coming from where I come from, it took a lot for me to pay. Good news, I did what a lot of people do when you can't pay. You try to graduate early. So I passed out of about 10 classes, and I graduated 2 years early and saved myself thousands of dollars. But the money, yeah, nah, I'm good. I'm so glad to be out of school.
It's very expensive. I wouldn't recommend anyone to take big loans or owe money to go to Berklee. Get better and wait until you have a bigger scholarship, and unless you have like your grandma's savings or something, or you can afford it. In that case, it's worth it. But if you're gonna be in debt for a long time, I think it's not worth it. So I think it's better to wait until you have more scholarship, unless you can afford it. If you can afford it, it's great. It's paradise.
I really didn't like the practice rooms at Berklee, and I think that that's different for everybody. Maybe it's just me, but I really just didn't feel productive in the practice rooms at Berklee, and so I did most of my practicing at home. Some were worse than others. There were some in different buildings that were okay, totally fine if you could get a practice room there, but there were some where there's just corridors of these tiny little box rooms that were really hot and really horrible and not soundproofed enough, and I didn't like that.
And people always say, oh my gosh, what's up, let's jam, or let's get coffee. It never happens because people are so busy, and I understand, but coming from Poland, I am so used to when people say we will get coffee, then it usually happens. If you say we're gonna jam, let's do it. Or if you don't want to, don't say it.
In the last few years, the acceptance rate has gone up. The strongest thing about Berklee is how talented everyone is. If it keeps going up too much, that's not going to be the case anymore, I think. And I don't want to sound like an ass, but one of the cool things about Berklee is that you have to work so hard to get in. Quality shouldn't be sacrificed for income, right? Because I guess the acceptance rate goes up just because more money can come in.
The last thing I didn't like about Berklee is how it's changing. The Berklee that I grew up watching was absolutely crazy. Just as a Black African American, like the talent at Berklee in the early 2000s when I was growing up was just so crazy. When I got there, it's just like, it's not there anymore, you know? The talent is like really falling off. It's getting to the point to where it's just a lot of privileged people who can afford to go. Nothing against privileged people, but you know, the reason Berklee was as good as it was in the day because it was balanced. But when you get a school that's just full of privileged people, then it's not gonna be balanced. I mean, I'm talking more about the African American community in general. That's mostly us. When I was there, we was trying to make it like it used to be. It was hard, it's hard.
So overall, as you can see, we all loved Berklee so much. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. It's so satisfying to say. After watching YouTube videos for years, I could finally say it myself. You can follow me on Instagram. The name is somewhere here. Please don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video really soon. Thank you.